Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 2021 Engine Pitch and Polish program. With me, your host, CZ James. And in tonight's episode, we'll be seeing the remaining two contestants from the blue group go head to head to see which one of them makes it into the semi-final round. Before we get cracking, I'd like to give our sponsors a major shout out for making this all possible. So, thank you so much to ENGEN Petroleum, our title sponsor, to Nedbank, our gold sponsor, Race Corp, who is powering this program, and of course, the Business Exchange, our venue sponsor. Now, if you watched our previous episode, you'll know that our wildcard entries are officially closed. So, sorry for you if you wanted to enter and didn't get around to it. You snooze, you lose. But better luck next year. We are, however, giving away a cool prize to one lucky viewer later on in tonight's episode. So, make sure you stay tuned. I think this is a good time for a quick reminder of our current standings in the competition. So, last week, Andile from Sisante King saw stiff competition from Linton Naika of Dorps Rewards to become the first contestant to make it through to our semi-final round. And later on tonight, we'll see Omar from Plus Fab facing off against Sidwell Sihlangu from Eco Agro Enterprise. Before that, though, we should check in with Yasmin Ali, our fabulous learning facilitator, and find out a bit more about what she's been covering during her learning sessions with our contestants. Take it away, Yaz.
Do you know how big your potential market is, both in terms of customer base and sales potential? More than that, can you explain exactly who your target market is? And of course, why they would buy from you rather than your competitors? A big part of any business investment decision is whether there is in fact a viable market to sell to. Small markets tend to not appeal to investors unless they are specifically niched with big potential sales. Do your homework and be prepared to defend your research. Be it that you're selling to individuals or if you're selling to other businesses, right? I want you to picture your customer. I want you to picture the person you're selling to. I want you to go to the extent of, if it's an individual, I want you to think about what are they wearing? What are they driving? Where do they live? Do they have kids? Are they married? What are their aspirations in life? I want you to really see that human. If you're selling to other businesses, what industry are they in? Where are they? How many employees work there? Right? What do those employees do? If you can get to the point where you are literally seeing that building, or where you are seeing their website, or all of those really real details within that business, then you understand your market. Another key question is, how will your customer become aware of you? What is your marketing strategy? Your potential customer will not buy from you just because you are offering an alternative. You need to let them know that you exist and give them a clear, compelling, tangible reason to switch to you. And remember, that reason cannot be price and it cannot be customer service. Your competitors will always be able to undercut your price if they wanted to, and customer service should be a given. An extra tip for your pitch. If you're going to use value or quality, be ready to explain what that means.
Great stuff, Yaz. Thank you so much. Now, a little earlier, I caught up with Omar to chat about her engine pitch and polish experience so far. So let's take a look at that. Hey, Omar, good to be with you again. So how are you feeling about your first pitch? Did you watch?
I did. I watched my pitch so many times. I was just like, how can you do that? You are such a clown, But you know what? I was scared. I actually haven't done pitches before. I've never done a pitch. Like I said in my pitch, my business has always been self-funded. I've always had to just do things my way, having to sit in front of people and them asking you about a business that you know, it's like, but yeah, I watched it and I was like, maybe that's not your strong point, girl. Maybe that's not what you do best. But I think making it to the top 8 was also a good opportunity for me to kind of learn. And that's when you actually realize that it's indeed pitch and polish, right? Because you're going to pitch and then you're going to polish it.
So after your first pitch, you had another guiding session with your guide. What was the first thing he said to you?
My guide wanted me to be clearer. And I remember so I met him and I said, okay, fine, I've polished the pitch, here's the pitch. And my guide was like, this is not it. It was my first hour. I left, I was like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do? And then the next morning, I'm like, I don't have a pitch. You really scrubbed everything I thought I knew and everything I thought I was doing. And he was like, this is what you need to answer. In your pitch, even in the Q&A, you need to have all of those things at the back of your mind. And I remember I was so despondent. I even cried in this session. I was like, you know what? I don't have a pitch. And I don't have a pitch. No, and it's my business. I know it. What are you talking about? And he was like, no, calm down. This is what you need to communicate. And if questions arises on this is what you need to be knowing. And then structure all of that. Create a little, he likes to draw and gives you a picture. So that whole thing, that's what made me have a pitch. And I actually had a pitch literally 30 minutes before the pitch.
30 minutes before the pitch? Sure, that's hectic, man. But at least this round, you've had a bit more time. Going into your second pitch, what is it that you're trying to convey to the judges?
I think going into my second pitch now, I'm really hoping that the judges understand the two aspects of my business and what I want to achieve with both. So my business it's a brand, right? And then it's a business to customer. And I want to build now this business to become a business to customer and also a business to business. So I hope they get this too, where I am, where I want to go, what I'll need to get there, and all of that. That's. I hope I get clearer. I hope I don't clown also. I hope I'm clear. I hope I could give answers that are satisfactory or that will give them an idea of what I'm trying to achieve. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed, my friend. Well, all the best for your second pitch. I love how this competition is about so much more than just winning. It's also about learning, growing, and improving. Before we see Omar's second pitch, here's a reminder of who's on our judging panel for the second round. Back from ENGEN Petroleum is Bongiwe Bako, who will be joined once again by Monique Chena from Nedbank, with Alon Reyes from Race Corp rounding out the trio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let the pitching begin.
Sure. Hello, Omar.
Hello.
I'm not going to ask this time if this is one of yours.
+5 till the coffins go down.
Really a beautiful dress.
Thank you.
I'm not somebody who buys dresses, but that is really beautiful. Am I
Thank you
right?
so much.
It's stunning. That's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it.
Thank you.
Right. So, Omar, you know that this round, it's a 2-minute pitch. You know that, right? Okay. And are you ready for that pitch?
I think so. Don't faint. Don't faint.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
My name is Omar. I'm the creative and founding director of a fashion brand for fully figured women, +5. Started 10 years ago from the boot of my car, the garage of my apartment, and now a self-funded, fully fledged factory in Pretoria. +5 is geared towards a plus-size woman who's body actualized and looking for fashion that accentuate her body and not cover it up. We design and manufacture the following: ready-to-wear collection, swimwear, exclusive custom make, bridal collection, launched this year in celebration of our 10 years in business. We are currently a business to customer with a production factory and 2 revenue streams, which is retail channels in Gauteng, KZN and the Western Cape. online store for the rest of, of South Africa. With the 650,000, we intend to utilize it on the following: mitigating risks, adding a revenue stream, and moving up our value chain. To mitigate risk, we want to digitalize our manual system from production, inventory, and distribution. This will protect our institutional memory, which serve as our IP vault for sustainability and replicability. To move up value chain and add a revenue stream, we want to invest in fabric printing machinery. This will set us apart and position us to be a business-to-business company, servicing private labels, corporates for uniform, hospitals for linen, etc. We are building a business that is system-dependent and not people-dependent, a business with the potential to scale. Thank you.
And 20 seconds to boot. Well done, Omar. Let's start with you, Monique.
Yeah, absolutely love the dress. I love it. Stunning. Omar, one of the things that worried me about your previous pitch, let me say rather left me questions, was around your placement. How are you getting to your target market? I know that you're based in one particular retailer, which, given lockdown, has been closed for quite a while. I've seen your online presence, but how are you actually getting to your market at the moment?
So we have two ways of getting into our market, right? So one is we have partners with The Space, which is a retail partners that have got 7 branches in Gauteng, KZN, and in the Western Cape. We only closed for lockdown, but we were back in opening. Although the sales, when we look at our sales charts, we're doing well online than we're doing with the brick and mortar store. And then we've got online store. We've got an online store that services those that wants to buy online, or those that don't want to put in their account details, they buy through our WhatsApp business online, right? And those that walk in. Obviously, we don't have a lot of people that walk in because of, because of COVID-19, and people are no longer just moving around. But we're servicing the WhatsApp people that communicate with us, and also our social media is very active. And we have also synchronized our social media to be a store. So everything that you look at, you don't have to ask yourself, where can I get it? It's you can
I'm
buy
going to
now.
have to cut you there.
Okay.
Okay. Bongi, questions for me?
Thanks, Alan. Nice dress.
Thank you.
I think I'm your target market, right?
Yes, you are.
So speaking about your sales charts, how have your sales been for the past 2 years, and what are your projections for the next 3 years? I just want to see how your business is, your vision for your business.
All right. So with our sales, you said our sales revenue, right? For this year.
Yeah, for the past 2
year.
years, and what are your projections for the next 3 years?
Because of the brick and mortar store not making money due to lockdown, we have lost about 24% of our sales, but we were sitting at about a gross profit margin of, we're now sitting at 54 when we were actually at 60.
But I think
65.
That's your margin.
Yes.
Are you
Our sales,
uncomfortable to talk about
your
revenue?
my, okay, yes, I'm comfortable. So the past year we turned over 4.6 million, right? And this is because of, this is not normally what we turn over. And because we've realized that with the risk the COVID-19 has brought, we now want to add being a business to business and also being a business to customer, which we already are. Now, when we're going to add the business to business element of our factory, because we own the factory and the manufacturing value chain, we can easily double up or even triple our revenue.
So you haven't started the B2B part?
We haven't. We only did the B2B part when it was COVID, and then we get a lot of corporates wanting either a hoodie or mask or something like that. Then we realized that there is a market for it, but also because we never thought people will not have to go out, right? And we were just being a factory servicing our brand, which is PlusFab. Now we saw ourselves having to open up our factory to becoming a B2B. Now, what we want to do is that we want to double our revenue, that in an event that PlusFab does not even do well because of any other reason, we'll still have a B2B that will carry the business. And the potential of the B2B, it's great, because then it's just going to be, we'll not even have to do a lot
I'm
of
going to have to cut
marketing.
you there again.
Okay, that's
It seems
okay.
to be that last time you also carry on. So now answer very
That's fine.
succinctly for me. Right, just quickly. You spoke about in this pitch about your systems and all these things that you're going to
Digitalization
put.
of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of talk. How much is it going to cost? You know,
So we've already spoken to a company called Fusion Software, and we've already consulted on exactly what we wanted to do, from our production to distribution and inventory management. And they've costed us about 250,000.
okay. Second question, just to remind me again, are you manufacturing? So you're designing and manufacturing? Is it
Yes.
your own, or are you using,
We design, make the pattern, and you manufacture in-house.
you're manufacturing in-house? It's your factory?
It's my factory
Okay. And your staff?
and my stuff, from cutting, production on the floor, and quality assurance and cleaning up for it to go for distribution.
Quick question. What's changed since the last pitch? What have you done differently since the last pitch?
I think it was, we needed to make it very clear what we are about. To also understand that I'm a business to customer, and I want to become a business to business. And wanting to become a business to business requires a lot of, a lot of investment to systems and all of that, so that I'm able to deliver to my client, because right now I only deliver to PlusFab.
Okay, Omar, thank you once again. A great pitch. We'll see you in the elimination. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, that's such a stunning dress.
While Omar seemed much calmer than she was last time, and the judges seemed to be impressed that she had the courage to change her pitch, but they still had some questions about her route to market, her value chain, and hammered her a bit about the numbers. Let's catch up with her now, post-pitch. No surprise to anyone, as per usual, looking incredible.
PlusFab until the coffin
Until
go
the coffin go down.
Yes.
I don't even know where that came from. I've never heard that saying in my life. But how are you feeling? You seem to be in good spirits after your second pitch.
I think, you know what, you are grateful when you are blessed when you can have a second opportunity to correct your mistakes, learn from them. I know that if I make it to the next round, there will definitely be a lot of things to be, to polish or to work on. So you must never miss that opportunity of having to improve.
Amazing. I mean, I've been watching some of the other pitches, and I think compared to other people, the judges really dug deep and started grilling you a lot. Do you think that's a good sign? Or do you think they're still a bit confused about what's going on?
I think they were confused in the first pitch. I think right now it was wanting to get more of understanding more of the business, and I'm glad I could give them more in questions, because then you're like, oh, I didn't say this, and I'm hoping that they ask me about it. So the fact that I kept my pitch brief and they asked me those questions, I had the opportunity to then elaborate further on things that might not have made it to the actual pitch. So I was very happy that they kept on bringing the question, because it was time for me to smuggle all that I left in the pitch.
I see your strategy here. So your actual pitch was below time, under time, should I say?
Yes.
But then your answers, they just went on.
Because
and
there's
on.
no time constraints to that.
Also, you're taking back the time that you had with your pitch.
Exactly.
All right. Well, good luck. I'm glad
you
still
so much.
you're still confident about how you did, man. Before we move on to Sidwell's pitch, we want to give one of our viewers a chance to win a laptop bag. Well, actually, it's a cool backpack, courtesy of our prize sponsor, iTech. If you want to claim this prize, head on over to our Facebook page and answer this question. What collection did PlusFab launch in honor of their 10-year anniversary? What collection did PlusFab launch in honor of their 10-year anniversary? Now, it's time to meet our second and final contestant for tonight, Sidwell. Well, congratulations to you. You made it to round 2. Regardless of whatever you felt about your previous pitch, you did enough to secure your spot here, and you made it here, man. Yeah. The judges did give you some feedback in your previous pitch too. Yeah. What do you think of some of their feedback and critique? I know they were confused about your revenue sources and what your primary business is. What do you think of their feedback?
It's just that, when I look at my business, I looked at it as one component, because at the end of the day, they all bring money, so they had to be actually presented there. So that's why I mentioned all of them in terms of our business model that we use. That these are the different revenues that we are getting our source of income.
You weren't, like you say, you weren't too happy with your first round pitch. You got another opportunity to prove yourself in front of the judges, new judges, in fact, along with a lawn. As your guide, your guide told you or prepared you for the next round of pitches. How are you feeling going into the next pitch?
I feel great about it.
More confident?
Yes, I believe also even the first time I was. Yeah, so, but I feel great about it. I know it's going to be the tough one, and given the odds, which some I won't mention, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But being an entrepreneur, it's all about that, being shaken and being put in various spaces, and yet you find your feet.
Yeah, not being broken, but becoming stronger.
Yeah,
regardless of, I guess, personal tribulations and trials too. I think we all go through a lot, but it's sometimes the best entrepreneurs are the ones who've been tested.
Definitely.
Pushed to the brink, because they come out stronger and better on the other side.
Yeah.
I think you've also you've had an opportunity to watch some of your other your competition, should I say, the competition. Yeah. Who do you see in all the pitches and think to yourself, that one is big competition for me?
No one.
No one. It's just you.
Nah.
Just a mushroom man. Eh? The mushroom man's the one.
I'm just being honest with you. I think they've got good products and good companies, and I've had an opportunity to meet some of these incredible people, which they are actually doing something big out there. But when it comes to the piece of the pie, I don't see anyone. Like, I see myself taking the piece of pie.
I love the confidence. It's exactly what you need as an entrepreneur. The self-belief and the confidence is really important. Well, all the best, my brother. I wish you nothing but the best as we continue in this competition and going forward. Okay, let's head into the pitching arena and see Sidwell doing his thing in front of the judges.
Sidwell, all things mushroom. All right. Sidwell, are you aware that you've got 2 minutes to fry your pitch today?
I am.
Okay.
Indeed. Yeah.
Good. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Did you know that there are no mushroom producers in Mpumalanga province? According to a market survey study that was conducted in 2020, the study reveals that 100% of mushroom in Mpumalanga are being imported into the province. Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Sidwell is my name. I'm the co-founder of Eco Agro Enterprise. At Eco Agro Enterprise, we produce and bring nutritional mushroom closer to our local market. We execute that using a low-cost technology that creates a microclimate and enable the production of quality mushrooms. The target market, the pain and the problem that we are solving are the accessibility of quality mushroom, malnutrition, food and protein insecurities. What sets us apart from other smallholder producers is the usage of low-cost technology. This low-cost technology, it requires low input production cost. The technology is movable, light, and it uses less water and electricity. Our target markets are restaurants, supermarket, and also B&B and hotels. Also, we've been in constant engagements with the state institutions such as schools, hospitals, and correctional services. Currently, we have managed to secure an offtake with one of the biggest suppliers in the province. The pitch and polish investment will assist us to execute our short and medium-term targets. That will be through be able to achieve and acquire 3 growth chambers, premises, also market budget that will be able to develop our marketing, and also a baggie. Thank you.
Thank you, Sidwell. And a couple of seconds left. All right. Let's start with you, Bongi.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Sidwell. That was very nicely pitched. In terms of marketing, how are you marketing your product and to get to penetrate your market right now?
Okay. So our market our marketing is divided into two segments. One is the product awareness, where we are using marketing collateral, also social media, and agricultural road shows, agricultural exhibitions, and also making sure that our people know about our product. That is the product awareness. The other one is the brand awareness, where we make sure that people knows what we stand for and create a reputation for our product.
Monique?
Tell me, Sidwell, just clarify for me, what are you going to do with the investment? So just break down how you're going to use that 650,000 if you had to win it.
Okay. Currently, we are having challenges specifically of storage, because a mushroom is a delicate product. So you find that we've got a number of mushrooms where we are struggling to actually have a bigger storage. So we are going to use it to actually secure storage and have a mini lab, because this is most of the production takes place from the lab before we go into the field. And also we need a market budget, so that we develop our market in the process. Also, we need to have more growth chambers, given the fact that I've mentioned that we have an offtake agreement. We can only be able to supply those customers or clients if we can provide a specified amount or quantity that they've provided. So we need those growth chambers, and also a buggy, so that it's easy for us to be able to move around, because as we stand, we normally hire people to do that for us.
So Sidwell, I'm still very confused. Last time you came here and you pitched all things mushroom. You do this in mushrooms, that's in mushrooms, and I spoke to you about that. And you spoke about this technology, this low-tech technology that allows you to grow mushrooms cheaper, better, faster, all those wonderful things. Why didn't you bring that here? If it's a low-tech thing made out of plastic, why didn't you bring it here to show us that? That's question number one. And related to that is, you speak about having a place to grow these mushrooms in. Now, I'm trying to understand, if you're growing them in that low-tech solution, why do you need to use the money for now another environment to grow the mushrooms in?
Okay, I'll start with the first one. It's unfortunate. My first time when I came here, I was coming directly from Mpumalanga. So now I'm currently based, from time to time I do go to Mpumalanga. However, the other teams, they're in Mpumalanga. I'm based in KZN because I'm doing my PhD there. So I flew from there, so there's no technology there, so hence I haven't brought it. But if it was possible, I was going to, if coming from Mpumalanga, I think that's the first.
So we have to take your word for it.
You know what I like? At some point you mentioned that people will come here and tell you stories and all that. I challenge the three of you. You just go to Google and you just punch my name and send them as it is, and see what comes from the first page and the second page, and you will see, and you'll know it exists, and you'll even see it. Yes. Okay. And then the second one will be, in terms of not using, your second question was?
You spoke about the low-tech solution to grow mushrooms, and then when you answered Monique's question around what you're going to use the money for, you mentioned the fact that it would be an environment in which to grow the mushrooms as well, was part of that.
Yes, that's what I've mentioned. Mind you, what we are currently using now, these are just few structures, and they're small. And given that we can't meet the demand or the quantity that is required for us to be able to secure what I will consider as a formal market. So we need to actually grow it in a bigger scale. Hence, that's what we can use it for.
Okay, thank you, Sidwell.
Okay.
We'll see you in the elimination.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Sidwell.
cheers, bye.
Thank you.
Well, it looks like the judges think that Sidwell missed out on a good opportunity to actually show them his product. But on the plus side, they did seem to think that his target market was much clearer and much more focused. Let's chat to him and find out how he thinks he did. Sidwell, my brother, when I was driving in today for the pitches, I saw you in the parking lot practicing your lines over and over again. Do you think that paid off?
Yes, it did. You know, as we all remember, last time I had the issue with the time. Today, everything just went smooth.
Yeah, it seemed like you had got it right down to the right amount of time. But do you think you were able to convey everything you wanted to as far as your pitch is concerned?
Definitely, from what I've got, that's what I intended to actually deliver on the other side.
So feeling quite great about your pitch.
I'm very happy.
What about the judges' questions? They seem to have quite a lot of questions for you, still questioning the actual core business itself, you know. Let's look to mushrooms, so
Yeah,
question
Amakowe.
core business.
Yeah.
What was going on there?
You know, one of the reasons is I believe that mushroom on its own is a complex commodity. So one of my duties as an entrepreneur who's dealing with this specified commodity is also to be an epitome or to be a symbol of that and let those who might have some confusion and clarify it.
All right, well,
So
listen.
I'm happy.
Good luck for the elimination.
Yes.
Mr. Google me himself. Google me. Google my name. You'll see everything you want to see. Normally, this is when I'd remind you about our wildcard contestant and ask you the question. But since you didn't listen to me last week and get your entry in, all I can say to you tonight is that we'll be introducing our mysterious wildcard contestant during our semi-final round. Now, we'll only be meeting our wildcard contestant in the semi-final round because she or he will be competing just once in our actual final for that incredible prize worth 1 million rand. Bet you're kicking yourself right about now, aren't you, for not entering on time? Oh well, there's always next year, I suppose. But we've still got a few more episodes before we get to that. So let's get back to business. It's time to find out who the judges have decided is going through tonight.
Sidwell, Omar, welcome. Sure, this is always the worst part for all of us as judges, is where we have to choose one out of two. Feels like trying to choose your, favorite sibling or favorite child or whatever the case may be. So let's start with you, Omar. I felt that it was a much better pitch, much better pitch. It was calmer. It was far more understandable. The last time you were really moving very fast, it was hard to follow you. And this time you spoke very much around your value chain. We understood the value chain a lot better. Same with you, Sidwell. I felt that this pitch was far more focused. The last time, I called you all things mushroom, it sounded like you did whatever there was in the mushroom industry, you did it. This time I didn't feel that way. It was a way better pitch than last time. I also understand now how many jobs you can create. And in South Africa right now, that's such an important thing, is to create jobs. And I think you can create a huge amount of jobs if you can get your business to scale. So it's important that you get your business to scale. On the negative side, Omar, you're still talking too much in the answers. You're not succinct enough. We found your answers like waffle. It's almost you're trying to find the thoughts and that you waffle on, and that you need to tighten that up. And we found that there was less of your personality that came through this time around. But on the positive side, that less personality moved you from relying so much on your personality to win. And it sounded like we all said you sounded like a businesswoman today, So even though I love your personality and I wish it came through more, the counter to that was definitely felt that there was a businesswoman standing in front of us today. Big negative for you, which I think is going to be your constant challenge, Omar, is the numbers. Every time we ping you for the numbers, you sort of, we feel you've learned the numbers, that you don't know the numbers. And if you're going to scale the business, that's the thing that's going to be your Achilles heel, that's going to keep tripping you up, is the numbers. And as an entrepreneur, I know you're a creative, I'm a creative too. But if you know, for me, the day I realized how important the numbers were was the day the business turned around. Okay, but can or can't you do that? I don't know. Sidwell, for you, we still confused, even though it was more focused. I think it was still confusing. We still asked, what business are you in? Are you manufacturing those things? Are you selling those things? Now we hear you're doing a PhD in, which I think is great. But so the question was that we asked ourselves is, what was the business case? Like what's the business? What's Sidwell's business? If I said, what is your business? Like we none of us understood what your business is. It didn't come across clear enough for the three of us as to what your business really is. Is it that I grow mushrooms and make a margin? That's what I do. If it was that clear, then we could have, delved into that. And I grow mushrooms cheaper than anyone else. And that's why you should back me, because I do it better, cheaper than anyone else. If that was the theme that came across, it'd be easier for us to understand what you do. And then the last thing, I really, really am sad. In the break, I did Google your name. I did see your beautiful product. And you could have put that into a courier van and got it here. It was completely transportable to bring here. And you missed that opportunity because you would have swooned us with, wow, that looks amazing. I think you missed that opportunity. So now we have to make a decision, the three of us, around who goes forward and who will be eliminated. And we do this based on this pitch, on the last pitch, and what your submissions are, and of course, the difference between this pitch and last pitch. The person who will be going home is Sidwell. Omar, well done. You made it through. You scraped through.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to dance, but
Thank
you
you.
know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
It was very close.
Okay, cheers.
Thank you.
At least I lost from you.
Wow, congratulations to Omar, who joins Andile in the semi-final round. And with that, sadly, goodbye to Sidwell. I wish him nothing but the very best of luck as he finishes up his PhD, doctor, and takes the mushroom industry by storm. And it's time for me to say goodbye. Join me again next Tuesday night at 7 p.m, where we'll be seeing Green Group contestants Muntle and Kaletso taking each other on. From me, I'm CZ James, and the rest of the crew here at Engine, Pitch and Polish, it's a good night.
I will say it was a good experience, given the fact that I had an opportunity to meet one of the greatest minds and interact with them and actually share most of the good things that they're doing out there, their services and products. And I think that if we have more of such people, then our country, even when it comes to the issues of unemployment and all that, such minds can be able to address such. So it was a good experience all in all.